You're welcome once again. In this lesson, I'll be talking about exercising the right way. And I'll be talking about three simple but highly effective exercise. Exercise is a very crucial aspect of this program, and this will help you as well. So, our goal is the exercise you can easily do in your house, even if you don't have extra money to buy exercise equipment. So you can do this and they are highly effective. You don't need any equipment for what I'll be talking about, and if you're able to get any, then that's perfect, but I wouldn't be talking about buying specifically. So three exercises that are highly effective are resistance training, aerobics, and high intensity interval training, and that's anaerobic. So but I wouldn't be going into details of that. So resistance training, example of resistance training is walking against gravity and simply walking against an elevated surface. You discover that there are some places, like let's say you want to climb the mountain. Now that's resistance training, but you really don't need to look for mountains around. You discover that some places are free down, and probably if you want to go walk up, it's like you are going against gravity. So that's what I mean. So when you are walking against such surface, now what you are doing is resistance training, especially when you are putting effort in that walk. It is highly effective, especially when you are dealing with problems like diabetes. It is extremely effective. Then aerobics. For the resistance training, another example is like when you are climbing the staircase as well. That's also resistance training. Then aerobics, example of aerobics is jogging, skipping, cycling. This is very effective for your heart, effective for heart, blood pressure, or any matter that relates to the heart. Aerobics, in fact, it is even called cardio. So then aerobic is also very effective for diabetes as well, but these are not limited to diabetes and hypertension alone. It is effective for our overall state of health. So resistance training and aerobics. If what you are on this program for is not diabetes, so don't think that this is not useful for you. This is very effective even for weight loss. Anything that is effective for diabetes will be effective for weight loss, and aerobic is very effective for your heart as well. Then high intensity interval training, the example for this is rebounding, and I'll talk about that in shortly. So this is very effective as well for your heart and for every part of your body, for diabetes or what or not, whatever exercise can help you with. So now these are the three simple exercises, and it's as simple as I have said. But now what I want to do now is to plan your exercise schedule. So you should understand that in planning this exercise schedule, I'm putting into consideration this aforementioned simple and effective exercise. And I divide it into morning, afternoon, and evening. Then now if if you have not heard me say this before, walking is not particularly an exercise, but walking is very good. A brisk walk is an exercise, but just normal walk is good, but it is not an exercise. It is a form of physical activity. All form of exercise are physical activity, but not all physical activities are exercise, e.g. walking. So you are to engage in walking as well. So you might see that this is omitted in this schedule or whatever. Please at least get 10 minutes of walk after every 2 hours of sitting in the same place. Get 5 to 10 minutes of walk at least after every 2 hours of sitting in a place. But if you can get 10, that is great. So now your exercise schedule now, that is outside the advice I just gave now. So let's plan this exercise schedule now, and morning, afternoon, and evening. The essential thing in this is that you can repeat this for day 1, day 2, day 3, then day 4, day 5, day 6, and keep on repeating like that. Another thing is that you can decide to choose whichever one is convenient for you at random, but try as much as possible to have this pasted somewhere where you can easily make reference to it, because it's going to be extremely useful for you. So brisk walk. And how do we define brisk walk? Brisk walk is 100 steps per minute. 100 steps per minute. So you want to make up to 100 steps per minute, or if you can walk up to let's say a long distance, maybe up to 3 miles, and within an hour. So our focus for brisk walk is 100 steps per minute, and then you want to do this for at least 10 minutes. So you want to take a brisk walk for at least 10 minutes. You don't need to count your step. You can count it the first time you do it, then you will know the pace at which your walk is brisk, then you can apply that subsequently. So that means we are talking about at least 1000 steps in 10 minutes. So that is a form of brisk walk. Then afternoon for this first rule talks about you staying active. Up to 15 minutes of activity requiring movement, whatever it is. It can be walking, it can be dancing, it can be jumping, whatever it is, just be active. You might be walking in the garden. Just stay up to 15 minutes of activity that requires you to move. So that's for the afternoon schedule, and you discover that that's basically contained in all of the afternoon. Then evening, skip or jog 15 minutes or more. So now let's look at what you have achieved by doing this. If you take a brisk walk of 10 minutes in the morning, you are active for 15 minutes in the afternoon, then you jog or skip for 15 minutes or more in the evening. So essentially you are having at least 25 minutes of exercise and up to 15 minutes of physical activity. So you are being physically active in that day for at least 40 minutes. So this is this is going to help you very well if you can keep to this. Then the second rule now, which can be the second day for you or whatever you choose it to be, rebound. Now rebounding simply means repetitive movement. You stand up, let's say you are standing up for instance now, and you want to do as if you want to jump, and you are moving your body upwards, but your feet is on the ground, and then you are moving like that. So you do that for up to 10 minutes. Another way to rebound, let's say if you are the person that have a joint pain, you can sit on the chair, but that is not the best way. But if there is any disability that is impairing you from standing up, sit on the same chair and be moving your body up as if you want to jump. Be moving it up as if you want to jump for up to 10 minutes. But if all things being equal, you can stand up, please stand and get that done. So the alternative to that is what they call trampoline. On trampoline, you can rebound. So either you are standing or you are seated. That's what children used to normally jump on, and they enjoy it. So if you have money to get that, that is a very good way. Then you stay active. This is for the second row. The same thing for the afternoon. Then brisk walk. I've defined brisk walk before. The only thing that is changing on this second row is 20 to 30 minutes for that evening. Then the third row, I said skip or jog 15 minutes or more. Then you stay active in the afternoon. For the morning, that's the skip or jog. Then evening 15 minutes or more. So you see, you can get this done without any instrument for equipment for exercise, and you can be consistent in doing this. But if you just want to fix one time when you will do exercise for 1 hour at a stretch, you might not be able to make it. So this is integrated into your daily schedule the way it has been planned, and it is not going to be boring. You are not going to get fed up of it easily. If one day you are tired of doing rebounding, then go to brisk walk, go to the next step. So I've given you 3 different alternatives that will meet whatever you really want. So this is how simple to prepare your exercise schedule. So thank you for taking that time, and I will see you in the next lesson.